4 strokes. The total miles niya nga na journey is 171,000 miles. Ang imong speed is 40 miles per hour. That is your machine speed. And then your engine speed is 1,700 RPM. Okay? How do you get the revolutions? So this is the solution. For you to get the number of revolutions, it is very straightforward. Wala kay formula. This is just derivation of terms and derivation of your, they call this units. So your 171,000 miles, that is, you multiply it in terms of 60 minutes per hour, and then 1,700 revolutions per minute divided by 40 miles per hour para ma-eliminate ang imong ma-eliminate ang imong units. Now, the total answer will be 4.36 times 10 to the power 8 revolutions. Again, ginsa na siya kuha. From your miles, okay? From your miles, i-divide na ako siya 40 miles per hour. So, makuha na nako ang iyang total travel per hour. Makancel out man imong miles. Karon, since unitless ang imong 171,000 divided by 40, since ang gipangita sa imong problem is your revolutions, you have to input there the relationship between your revolutions and your and your speed. Okay? Since na kay total distance, saan ko mag-annotate na lang ko para mas masabtan sa tanan. White screen. Whiteboard. Kalag ba sa computer? Ay. Ayun. Sige. There. Okay? So let's repeat yun sa derive sa formula. Now your distance, total distance is equivalent to your linear speed times your total revolutions and total divided by your revolutions by time. Ang nahitabo karon, your D multiplied by your for you to get your NT, your total revolutions in the year, you have to be able to multiply your total distance by your engine speed divided by your average velocity or your average speed. Okay, ang naitabo, your 171,000 miles, i-multiply siya sa imong speed which is 1,700 RPM. Okay? Your 1,700 RPM, if imo na siya i-relate sa imong kuan, ila to? 40 miles per hour. You have to be able to eliminate per hour. Diba? So, makuha na nimo ang miles because miles man ni siya. So, eliminate ang miles. Your 1,700 is in terms of RPM. So, how do you multiply your RPM? How are you going to get the revolutions and then convert your minute? So, your minute manggod is 60 minutes per hour, diba? Per hour. So, you're able to eliminate R and then you're able to eliminate na po dayon your kuan, your miles. So from there, ang mabilin na lang is your revolutions, which is your rev. So the answer for that will be 171,000 times 1,700 times 60 divided by 40. Now the answer to that is 4.36 times 10 to the power of 8 revolutions. Mura na siya. Okay? So nakuha ba? Again, your distance, your total distance traveled would be your average kuan, average speed of your sailboat, since baruto man si Going Merry. Si kuan nimo, si V nimo nga average, i-multiply nimo sa total number of revolutions niya throughout the lifetime niya divided by your average engine speed. Now, derivation of formula, kailangan na ako mabilin si NT, but pasabot, si N akong i-transpose na to spekas by multiplying. So, muna siya na dito times N na siya. Dayon, ang imong V, since numerator siya, kailangan ako i-divide og V ang imong other side's equation. Dayon, i-move na ako siya diri sa ubos sa pikas. That's why ang NT na isolate, which is na adere, dayon, ang new formula na din is D times your N average divided by your V average. Then substitution of values and then respect to your units. D is then your 171,000. Your N is 1,700 multiplied by your unit, which is 60 miles per hour para ma-eliminate mo R. And then your V karon is your 40 miles per hour. Now, if you're going to input that in the calculator, the answer would be 4.36 times 10 to the power 8 revolutions. Okay? So that's the letter A. Okay? So that's letter A. Then your question dayon kanina is how many spark plug firings have occurred the entire engine? And then how many strokes have occurred in one cylinder? So your B, pila ka buok ka firings ang gakahitabo sa imong engine. Okay? So, for you to be able to identify how many firings ang spark plug per revolution, you just have to divide it sa cycles. Okay? Because you have one fire per 4. Sa 4 strokes. Sorry, sayop ang akong kuan. Sayop ang akong ibutang diya nga kuan. Okay? So that is 4.36 times 10 to the power 8 revolutions times 4 fires, kaupat ka mutira per revolution. Sir, diyan sa man yung mag-identify ang upat ka bukatira per revolution. Take note class, you have 8 engines. Share na po kung bagong ako ay. Whiteboard. the whiteboard is not yet shared. Take note class that you have 8 cylinders kay V8 siya. Since V8 siya, ibig sabihin you have 8 kabuo ka cylinders that are working. Okay? Take note that in one revolution, one rev in one cylinder, one rev in one cylinder is equivalent to 1/2 firing. Okay? Anong 1/2 fire man? Because we're talking about a 4-stroke engine, your spark plug only ignites once every 2 strokes. Di ba? Kaya hiya ra siya maghatag og power sa ikaduha nga stroke. Okay? Since duha ka buok siya ka revolutions equivalent to 1 duha ka revolutions equivalent to 1 firing, ibig sabihin per cylinder na ako'y 1/2 nga value per cylinder. Now, since I have 8 working cylinders, I just have to multiply it by 1/2 para makabalo ko pila ka buok ka firing per revolution. Okay? So that is 8 times 1/2 equivalent to 4. That's why nakuha siya ang 4 firings per cylinder. Is that clear? Lisod di siya pag nakakuan ko. Naka online. Lisod di siya i-draw. So that is 4.36 times 10 to the power of 8 revolutions times 4 firings per revolution. Again, 4 firings because I have 1/2 per revolution times 8 cylinders sa upat. Kaupat mo, tira ang spark plug. Now, karon, pila ka buok akong intake stroke. Okay? Pila ka buok akong intake stroke per firing. Okay? Since you have the same number of strokes as the number of spark plugs, okay, nga firing, therefore, you just have to divide it by 8 again. Why? Kaya ang pangutana is per cylinder naman. Okay? Kung pila ka buo ka firing, mawara pod na nga number of intake strokes, mawara pod na nga number of exhaust strokes, mawara pod na nga number of compression strokes. So because your number of strokes is equivalent to your number of spark plug firings, straightforward ra siya. Okay? You just have to divide your number of firings divided by the number of cylinders nga present. Okay, per cylinder, managpakutana. So if you're going to divide it, 1.744 times 10 to the power of 9 divided by 8, that is your 2.18 times 10 to the power of 8 strokes per cylinder. Kuha? Now, I'm going to change the values. Assuming that I have a 4-cylinder, 4-stroke cycle that has already traveled 225,000 miles at 60 miles per hour and 3,000 engine RPM. Kani class, please try solving. If you have 225,000 miles of journey using a 4-stroke cycle na 4 cylinders with 60 miles per hour average and an engine speed of 30,000 RPM. Okay? Pretty straightforward. If you were able to copy your kaganina solutions or understand it, you should be able to solve this. If na-solve na ninyo, please enter it sa chat box. ABC, isa ka buok. Okay? I'll give you 5 minutes to solve. If you have any questions, raise your hand or pangutana na diretso. Okay, time's up. Be, let's check your answers. A, 6.75 times 10 to the power of 8. B, 1.35 times 10 to the power of 9. C, 3.375, 3.38, 2.7, 6.75, 1.35. Okay, these are the answers. Your A is 6.75 times 10 to the power of 8 revolutions. Okay. Your B is 1.35 times 10 to the power of 9 firings. And then your C is 3.375 times 10 to the power of 8 strokes per cylinder. Okay? Ano siya? Your 225,000 miles, you multiply it with your 3,000 RPM. Now, you convert it to per hour, you multiply it by 60. Divided nimo sa imong 60 miles per hour. Okay? That becomes your 6.75 times 10 to the power of 8 revolutions. Now, for you to be able to get your spark plug firings, since you have a 4-stroke cycle, you have 1/2 per revolution. Okay? Times 4 cylinders, that is 1/2 times 4, 2. So your 675, you multiply it by 2, makuha nimo is 1.35. Okay? That is B. 1.35 times 10 to the power of 9. Now, the same naman gyapon, pila ka strokes ang naa sa isa ka cylinder. Since your intake stroke is the same as the number of your firings, you just have to divide your 1.35 times 10 to the power of 9 divided by your number of cylinders, which is your 4, which is 3.375 times 10 to the power of 8. Okay? So question, sabtan ba? Okay na ba? Straightforward, no? Very straightforward ang solutions. Okay? Now, let's proceed to problem 2. Karon, ang gawas na ang mga complicated. Okay? So you have a 4-stroke cylinder. 4-stroke cylinder. 4-cylinder, 2-stroke diesel cycle engine. Okay? Your bore is 10.9 centimeters. Your stroke, or the length of your stroke, is 12.6 centimeters. It produces 88 kilowatts of brake power at 2,000 RPM. Now, if your compression ratio is 18:1, calculate A, your engine displacement, B, your brake mean effective pressure, C, your torque, and then D, the clearance volume of one cylinder. One cylinder lang ha. Okay. Okay. So your displacement volume is pi over 4 times your B squared or your D squared, your bore diameter squared, times your stroke or the length of your stroke. Okay? For you to be able to get the engine displacement, you need to be able to get the total volume displaced. Okay? So direct substitution lang ta. Pi over 4 times 10.9 cm. Your 10.9 cm squared is your bore times your 12.6 cm na length of stroke or S or L. Mo bahala. And then you have to multiply it sa number of cylinders. Gidiretso na nako. So that is 4 cylinders. So that is a total of 4,703 cubic centimeters of total volume. In terms of liters, that is 4.703 liters. Again, what was asked? What's your engine displacement in terms of liters? Your engine displacement is the total volume displaced from your BDC to your TDC. That is why the formula is pi over 4 B squared times S. Okay? Now, the next question was, what is the brake mean effective pressure? Okay? For you to get your brake mean effective pressure, first you need to get your piston displacement speed or your engine linear speed. For you to be able to get your engine speed, you have to use the formula speed is equivalent to your 2Sn. What is your 2Sn? 2 is the number of strokes. Okay? If upat na siya, then it's 4. Your S is the length of your stroke. Your N is the number of revolutions per second. Kaya ang imong speed dapat in terms of meters per second. So that is 2 strokes times 0.126. That is your 12.6 nga stroke times 2,000, which is the speed of your engine. That is 2,000 divided by 60 revolutions per second. Now, using direct substitution, the answer would be 8.40 meters per second. Okay? Next, you have to identify the area. Now, the area is just basically your pi over 4 times your bore squared. So again, direct substitution. Pi over 4 times 0.109 squared times again the number of your cylinders, which is 0.0373. That is your total area. Now, how are you going to get your mean effective pressure? Your mean effective pressure is just basically your braking power times MEP times the total area times the linear speed divided by 2 for your two-stroke cycle. Okay? Again, that is braking power is equal to your mean effective pressure times your area, total piston area, times your piston speed divided by 2. If it's 4-stroke cycle, it's divided by 4. Now, direct substitution. Now, 88 kilowatts, your brake power is equivalent to your BMEP times area, which is nakuha na to kaganina, 0.0373 square meters, times ang speed nga nakuha po nato kaganina, which is 8.4 meters per second divided by 2. Now, if you solve it, the answer would be 561 kilopascals. Okay? Again, that's just direct substitution. What we're doing right now is just taking into account the different formulas and then substituting it and then applying it sa atong kuan, applying it sa atong problems. Okay? So, mura na siya. Tama ba? Napalit torque. No, wala akong torque. Wait. Excuse me, class ha. Na-blunder niyo, maestro. Nawala ang C. Kasi na-move na ako. Ano, nawala? Kaya sa klase input, sana ako balik yun. Okay, pasensya class. This is ano, kailangan mo mag-input tagsa-tagsa. So for you to be able to get your torque is equivalent to your brake mean effective pressure times your displacement volume divided by your 2 pi. Okay? Amo na sigikan nga formula, sir. Okay? Your kuan, your brake mean effective pressure has a lot of different kuan ba? Has a lot of different formula. Okay? One of that is I'm going to use a kuan naman. I'm going to use a whiteboard again. One formula of your brake mean effective pressure could be acquired via your BMEP pwede na siya makuha via asa to? Akong kuan. 2 pi torque divided by your volume displaced. Okay? That's another formula. Karon tanan nga mga formula nga inyo magamit na siya isa ka buka cheat sheet ana nga among gagamiton during our board exam. So magamit yung kito ninyo kay mo ako i-share sa inyo. Okay? Or your 2 pi t divided by your pi over 4 times your bore squared times your length of stroke, L or S. Sige, for the sake of kuan, S na lang para dali identify bore o stroke. Okay? Pwede ra pud siya nga ingani ang formula. Your BMEP, kung gusto ka i-simplify na siya, cancel your pi, that is 8t divided by your b squared S. Or, pwede po na siya 2 pi t equivalent to area S. Okay? These are different derivations of your formula for your BMEP. Okay? So, diha gikan ang atong formula sa BMEP diri sa kuan. If you were able to scan your textbook na siya dadto o katong notes nga akong gi-provide sa inyo. So that's how you get your 420 Newton meters of torque from your BMEP. Now, if you're going to get the compression ratio, the clearance volume, not RC, sayop na siya. The clearance volume, okay, for one cylinder, you have 4.0703, which is nung kaganina. This is the total displacement volume. We're going to get only one. So for you to get only one, you have to divide it by 4. So that is 4.703 liters divided by 4 equal to 1.176 liters. Okay? Now, 1 liter is equivalent to 1,000 cubic centimeters. So that is also equivalent to 1,176 cm cube. Kaganina, there was a given nga na compression ratio nga 18. Okay? Since na compression ratio nga 18, pwede natin ma-relate ang displacement volume versus your clearance volume. Recall nga ang imong kuan, compression ratio is equal to your total volume divided by your clearance volume. Again, it's your total volume divided by your clearance volume. Your total volume is the sum of your clearance volume plus your displacement volume. Therefore, if you're going to write the compression ratio as a formula, ingani siya. RC is equal to VT or total volume divided by VC. Or RC is equal to VD or displaced volume plus VC all over VC, which is your clearance volume. Thus, since naatay displacement volume plus napagitay compression ratio, we simplify the equation to 18 is equivalent to the sum of your 1,176 cubic centimeters plus your VC, which is unknown, divided by your VC, which is unknown. Karon, if imo na siya i-shift solve sa imong calculator, you're going to get 69.2 square centimeters, and that is going to be your clearance. Okay? Klaro? Kuha ba?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sige. Let's try it again with another problem. Kamu na pod. Okay? You have an 8-cylinder 2-stroke diesel engine na wala pa din na share. Sorry. You have an 8-cylinder 2-stroke cycle diesel engine with 11.5 cm bore and 13.8 cm stroke, producing 112 kilowatts of braking power at 2,400 RPM. If your compression ratio is 15:1, what is your engine displacement? What is your BMEP? What is your torque? And what is your clearance volume? Okay. Again, you have an 8-cylinder 2-stroke diesel cycle engine. Your bore is 11.5, your stroke is 13.8. You have 112 kilowatts ng braking power and 2,400 RPM. If your compression ratio is 15:1, what are the following? Same na gamit ka kanina, engine displacement, brake mean effective pressure, torque, and clearance volume. Okay, direct substitution na gyapon. If you were able to follow the formula and solution ka kanina, direct substitution lang. Okay? After problem 2, lahi na ang akong ipahatag sa inyo nga samples. Bali-balihon na nako kung sa gipangita. So, please try to solve this. It's 9:08. Try to solve this by 9:15. Okay? Try to solve this by 9:15 and then we'll proceed sa next. Same lang gyapon yung kanina, A, B, C, D lang gyapon. Your quizzes will be like this lang. Your exam, not so. Quizzes and assignments will be like this. Oh, wala pa nakakuha.
Solving pa, sir.
Sige, sige. Dili pa, sure. Sige, go. Sige, A na lang sa akin. Sino nakakuha sa A? Engine displacement. Ano na to, be? Pilang ka sa yun, engine displacement. 11.47. Correct. Very good. John Keno. Cubic centimeters pa na, amigo. I-convert na liters. Divided by 1,000. Okay, good. Sakto. Your engine displacement is 11.467 or 11.47. Sige. How about your B? Your brake mean effective pressure, BMEP. Correct, very good. How about your BMEP? Isa na naka BMEP. Okay. 244, 244.16, 162. Okay, good. Yes, your BMEP is 244.16. But it's not in kilowatts, Richel. It's in kPa, kilopascals. Okay. Sige, okay. Please proceed sa torque ug sa clearance volume. Sige, let's extend. Sige lang, sa makuha ninyo. Yes, 244.16. That is correct. Okay, let's proceed sa torque. Na natin makuha ba si torque? Oh, nanay nakakuha. Nanay nag-answer sa C. C, B, 445.72. Napailain? 445.72, yeah. Pwede. Pwede. 4.5.32, 445.63. Dahil lahi lang yung mga puntok sa inyong mga tubag no, na 32, na 36, na 72, na 63. Guys, please use the exact values una ha. Sa inyong calculators, ayaw sa ninyo i-convert. Okay? Okay, correct. The answer is 445. 445 point, if you're going to use the exact the exact values, it's 445.6 nm. Okay? But ay kabala ka, pag mag-problem solving ta sa klase, i-consider mo na ko as long as it's near the value. Dagko makig-discrepancy if di gyud mao inyo nakuha. Yes, correct. It's 445.6 Newton meters. Now, how about the clearance volume of your cylinders? May kanilang clearance volume. Kani shift solve, yun na makasolve ani ba? Pinakadali shift solve. Kabalo na mo gamit shift solve sa inyong kalkyo? Wala pa. Okay, murag. Tatluhan din yung calculator tricks. Sige, clearance volume. Nanay answer si Mark Lester 102.41 sa palain. Naapabay kuan? Nay dispute ani? Take note ha, this is 8 cylinders, not 4. 102.41, 102.42, oh, 904.6, 102.36, 102.41, 102.41. Guys, it's cm cube ha, nasayo pra tong cm squared na kaganina. Now ang nasa problem, cm cube ang nakabutang. Kasi masayop mo na sa exam. Na, patay ta. It's cm cube. Hey, the answer is 102.4. Yes, correct. 102.4. Either 41, 4, or 1. It's 102. Your clearance volume. Okay? Good, good. Very good. Kani mga nag-chat diri sa kuan na uni plus na class participation ba kay murag-mura man siguro ni nag-solve aman ang uban. Okay, let's proceed to the next kuan. These are the answers. 11.467 to 44.18 kPa, 445.63, and then 102.4 cubic centimeters. Okay, sige. Third problem. Okay. Your third problem is actually composed of 2 parts. Pero for the sake of simplicity, since basic pa man natong discussion, I'm only going to discuss and solve your first part. Your second part would be after your midterms. Balikan ni nato si Morax. So Morax's automobile has a 3-liter SI, and say SI, spark ignition. Spark ignition is gasoline. So Morax's automobile has a 3-liter SI V6 engine. V6 is 6 cylinders. That operates on a 4-stroke cycle at 3,600 RPM. Your compression ratio is 9.5. The length of the connecting rods is 16.6 cm. Kanisha actually ang last part will be for your problem solving later on, kinanay angle. And then the engine is square. So if your engine is square, what does it mean? Your bore and your stroke is of the same length or same dimensions. Now at this speed, the combustion of your cycle ends at 20 degrees at your top dead center. For now, part A, what is the cylinder bore and stroke length? What is the average piston speed or your linear speed? And what is the clearance volume of one cylinder? Okay. So we have 3 liters as your volume, total volume. Then you have a V6 engine, which is 6 cylinders, operating at auto cycle with gasoline as your fuel. It's working at a 4-stroke cycle and 3,600 RPM yung speed. Okay? Ang last nga importante nga data din nga atong kailangan is the 9.5 compression ratio. Okay? So what is your displacement volume? Kailangan nato identify first. Since ang gihatag sa ato is the total volume, which is your 3 liters, you have to identify the volume per cylinder displaced. So that is VD equivalent to 3 liters divided by 6 cylinders, which is 0.5 liters or 0.0005 cubic meters. Okay? So, how do you identify your bore and your stroke or BL or BS? Since kuan siya class, since square siya, and B is equal to L, you just substitute your L for your B. Okay? And then it's pretty straightforward from there. Your volume, di ba, is your pi over 4B squared L. So it's going to be 0.5 equal to pi over 4 times B squared times B, or mahimo siyang B cubed. From there, you get the answer, B is equal to L, which is equivalent to 8.6 centimeters or 0.086 meters. Okay, na-follow? Again, ang gihatag kaganina, once we're going to read manggod once we're going to read a problem, whatever is the liters or the volume nga provided, equivalent na siya sa total volume sa tanan cylinders sa imong makina. Okay? So for you to get per cylinder, iyang stroke, iyang bore, you need to isolate it per cylinder. Munang gi-divide na to siya og 6. Okay? So that is B equal L equals 0.860 meters or 8.6 centimeters. Okay, that is your A. Kuha. Kuha mo siguro kuha. Now your B, your piston speed, balik ko na to kaganina. Okay? That is your 2SN. So your 2 strokes per revolution times 0.860 meters per stroke times 3,600 revolutions per second, which is 10.32 meters per second. Okay? Klaro. And then your total volume or clearance volume is your RC, which is VD plus VC over VC, di ba? This is it. Now, you have your 9.5 and you have your volume displaced, which is 0.0005 plus VC over VC. Again, it's just shift solve. Now, since shift solve siya, your clearance volume is 59 cubic centimeters. Okay? Kuha. Very straightforward, no? Dali ra kayo. Kuha, wala problem. Sige. Let's try. Let's try again kay Morax. Let's change the values for now. Sige. Try this one. Dali ra kayo ni. Na kay 8 liters nga V8 nga makina. two-stroke, 2,800 RPM. Compression ratio is 13. And then your length is 1.45 times the bore. Nga na ko'y gibago, dili na siya direct substitution. Nanay gamay analysis involved. Okay? If your length is 1.45 times the bore, what is your A, B, and C? Please solve. Ano yung answer? Pila ang bore and stroke length? Wala pa. Check daw inyong units ha. Kung cm ba yun na or liters ha or meters or sige. Ala, wala na direct substitution o nagkuha na sila. Lahi-lahi ng mga tubag o. Sige. Sige, any more answers? Class, please take note ha. Please be very, very careful. Ang gipangita ha is bore and stroke. Naiuban sa inyo, bore lang ang gihatag or stroke lang ang gihatag. Sige. Guy, murang natay problem sa conversion ba? Natay problem sa inyong conversion sa units. Ang uban dagko kayo, ang uban gagmay kayo. The answer is nara sa 9 to 10 ang imong bore. Ang imong stroke dayon kay mong stroke is nasa 13 to 14. Hala. Okay, best, let's do it step by step. Sige, let's do it step by step ha. Okay, let's do it step by step again. So mag-start ta sa imong 8 liters, okay? So mag-isa ta A. Your V8 is 8 liters. Now, i-divide it sa number of cylinders, that is divided by 8, 1 liter na lang. Okay? Your 1 liter is equivalent to 1,000 cubic centimeters. So if gusto mo nga ang answer ninyo is nasa cubic centimeters diretso, you have to use 1,000. Okay? So that is 1,000. 1,000 is equivalent to your pi over 4 times your bore, which is, let's say, x squared, your bore squared times your length. Unsa man ang length? Ang length nato is 1.45 your bore. So that is 1.45x. So your equation becomes 1,000 is equal to pi over 4 times 1.45x cubed. Okay? 1.45x cubed. Now with that, dapat makuha na nimo ang imong bore. Okay? So 1,000, ano na lang, 1,000 times 4 divided by pi. That is 1,273 cm. Divided by 1.45, tapos you get the cube root of the answer. Your answer should be 9.576. Your answer should be 9.576 centimeters. Ka muna si Piat ani. Sige, let's share a white screen. Mag whiteboard na punta. You fucking clear the whiteboard. Pwede ba i-clear na siya diretso? You know how to clear the whiteboard? No. My bad.
Anong clear frame na?
Ano?
Clear frame.
Ay, fuck naman yung clear frame, no? Bobo. Thank you. I'm not technically versed. Okay, that reminded me. So where were we? Yeah. So your displaced volume is equivalent to your V tot divided by cylinders, which is 8 liters divided by 8 cylinders equivalent to 1.0 liters. Okay? Now your 1.0 liters is equivalent to 1,000 yapon. 1,000 cubic centimeters, which is pi over 4 times B squared times your stroke. Okay? Substitution ta. Pi over 4 times B squared times 1.45B. So that becomes pi over 4 times 1.45B cubed. Equivalent to 1,000. Now, if you get your B, the answer becomes 9.576. Dapat mo ninyong nakuha. And for you to get your stroke, that is 1.45 times your 9.576, which is equivalent to, ilan to ako answer? 13.88. Okay? Kuha ninyo. If mali mo sa A, definitely mamali po mo sa inyong B. Kailangan mo ninyo yung stroke length. Okay? Nakita ninyo kung asa mo na sayop? Or asa mo na si Piat? Sa inyong solutions kaganina?
Yes, sir. Para, sir.
Duda ko ang inyong bore, inyong 1.45 squared. Naiuban.
Wala naman.
Or na-unit conversion nga si Piat. Sakto, na-unit si Piat sa unit conversion. Yeah, so you have to be very, 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 very careful about that. Huh? And there will be times po nga ang akong notes, si Piat po kung type. So you don't have to rely on the notes gyud kuan. Apple to apple. Kay tao ra pud ako masipiat. So na-follow na ni siya. Now karon, from this 13.88 nga stroke, pila karon ang imong piston cylinder nga speed. Okay? Since sakto naman ang inyong stroke, pila na karon ang speed dapat? Sige, did anyone get the speed already? Sige daw, please, please try getting your speed. Oh. Okay, may nag-answer 12.95, 955, 955. Yes, correct. It's 12.95, 12.96. That is your average piston speed. Now, what is your clearance volume? Ano, kanina na nag-answer clearance volume sa to? 83 cm cube, 8.3 cm cube, 83 cm cube. Please be very careful sa inyong decimals, ha? Okay, so the answers are 9.576 cm bore, 13.885 cm stroke, and then 12.96 meters per second, and your clearance volume is 83.3. It's 83.3. Okay? So, tama na gid siguro ta sa set A ani. Kay next week, let's continue with set B na lang dayon. So, since set A ratatamad, I'll give you with one last problem. Sorry, mag-extend ta gamay. Ha? So, in relation to your problem number 3, muna ni siya ang manggawas dayon sa mga exams nato. Isa ka question, napulo ka buok ang gipangita. Brake power, indicated power, brake mean effective pressure, indicated mean effective pressure, friction mean effective pressure, power loss to friction. You have brake work per unit mass of gas in the cylinder. Then we have brake specific power. We have brake output per displacement, and then we have engine specific volume. Okay? Now, the reference, unsa tong problem 3, basi na makalimot, si Morax nga na automobile, nga 3 liters V6 engine, 3,600 RPM with 9.5 nga compression ratio. So, how do we solve this? Okay? Please take note, this is the problem. What if your automobile, yung automobile ni Morax, is connected to a dynamometer nga na output nga 205 Newton meters. At again, the speed is 3,600 RPM. Okay? At this particular speed, air, which will help you ignite your gas, enters your cylinder at 85 kilopascals and 60 degrees Celsius. The mechanical efficiency of your engine is 85. What are the 10 parameters being asked for sa inyo? Now, let's try solving this one by one. Okay? So, first and foremost, you have your brake power. Okay? For you to get your brake power, di ba, it's 2 pi nt. Okay? So, that is 2 pi radians per revolution times your speed, which is 3,600 or 60 revolutions per second, times your torque, which is 205 Newton meters. So from that, makuha nimo imong BP, which is 77.3 kilowatts. That is your braking power. Your indicated power karon could either be solved using katong PLA, NM, kaganina nga kuan. However, dagan man kay kulang adto. Katong taas nga formula. So mag-derive ta. Since naatay brake power, kung naapod tay mechanical efficiency, dali ra kay nato makuha ang indicated power karon. Okay, your indicated power is just basically your BP minus IP. Sorry, that is divided by your quantity dapat. At yeah, that's your efficiency. Sayo pa nga akong formula nga na sulat. Let me correct that first. Sorry, nawala ko class. Anyway, I corrected the formula kay nasipyat ko og type. Your indicated power is just basically your braking power divided by your efficiency. So, that is your IP equal to BP, which is 77.3 kilowatts divided by your efficiency, which is 0.85. That is indicated sa problem. Now with that, you have your 90 kilowatts. 90.9 kilowatts of indicated power. Again, you could solve it actually using katong taas nga formula nga BMEP times your length times your area divided by 60,000 kilowatts blah blah blah. But the problem with that is dagan pa kayo to siya missing parameters. So since dagan to siya missing parameters, let us solve it directly. Okay? Ma-derive man nato, di ba? Kay BP over IP is equal to efficiency. You have your BP, you have your efficiency, you can get your IP immediately. So it's 90.9. Now, you have your brake mean effective pressure. Okay? How do you get it? Again, recall the formula again kaganina. It's 4 pi t over your displacement volume. Your displacement volume, since we're trying to get it from your problem number 3, recall it's 3.0 liters per cycle. So your BMEP is just 4 pi radians per cycle times your torque, which is 205 Newton meters, times your cycle, which is 859 kilopascals in Newton per meter squared. Okay? Now, from your BMEP, makuha po nimo yung MEP. Nga naman, it's similar to how you got your IP and your BP. You have to use your mechanical efficiency. So para makuha nimo yung IMEP, it is BMEP divided by your efficiency, which is your 0.85. So it's 859 kPa divided by 0.85. Okay? Now, your FMEP is equivalent to the difference between your indicated mean effective pressure and your brake mean effective pressure. So, direct na kayo. 1010 minus 859, which is equivalent to 151 kilopascals. So, you got 5 down already. Now, class, if masipyat ka sa BP palandaan, which is nasa taas, letter A, sayop na ka sa remaining nga mga questions. And sayop ka sa remaining nga mga ipangita. Okay? And if masayop ka, sipyat ka the rest of the problem. So we have to avoid that. Okay? Now, since nakuha na itong FMEP, how about we get na pod ang frictional power? Now, frictional power is again pretty straightforward. You just have to deduct your IP and your BP from each other. So that is 90.9 minus 77.3 kilowatts, which is 13.6 kilowatts frictional power or power loss. Okay? Your G, karon. Again, what is your G? Your G is your brake work per unit mass of gas in the cylinder. Okay? So for you to be able to get that, you need to get the heat first per cylinder. So that is 859 kilopascals. That's your BMEP multiplied by your displacement volume. Okay, di ba? Your heat is equivalent to your effective pressure times your volume. So since per cylinder shock, gamito nato itong nakuha nato nga volume displacement per cylinder, which is 0.0005. So 859 times that volume is equivalent to 0.43 kilojoules. Now, recall, since we're using air, we have to assume that it's an ideal gas, sa ideal gas law. We are provided kaganina with your T, which is your temperature, and the pressure of your gas entering. So for you to be able to get your mass air, you have to get this, okay? PV over RT, or derivation of your PV equals to MRT. Your P is your pressure, which is 85 kilopascals. Your V, manigi ka ng 0.000059, sir. Now your V is the volume of your cylinder, plus, who can recall what is 0.00059? Your 0.00059 is your clearance volume. You have to be very, you have to be very careful and you have to remember that. So your volume dapat will not be just your volume per cylinder nga giderive nato sa kuan. Giderive nato sa cylinder size kaganina o sa engine size. Okay? You have to remember that your engine displacement volume is just displacement. Wa pay labot ang clearance ana sa iyang specifications. So para makuha nimo ang total volume of air, you have to consider the clearance. Okay, that's why nag-add ko og 0.00059 cubic meters. Kaya mao na siya itong nakuha kaganina nga clearance volume. Okay? Divided by your R, which is constant, I hope you remember this. Your universal gas constant is 0.287 kilojoules per kilogram Kelvin. And then your temperature, kaganina di ba gi-indicate nga it's 85 kilopascals at 60 degrees Celsius in. So that is 60 plus 273 Kelvin. Now, substituting the values to your equation, you get mass of air equivalent to 0.0050 kilograms. Rounded na siya. Now, your specific brake work then becomes your heat, which is 0.43 kilojoules, divided by the mass of air, which is 0.005 kilograms. So that becomes 860 kilojoules per kilogram. Okay? Again, your specific brake work is your brake heat generated divided by your mass of air. Okay? That is 0.43 kilojoules divided by 0.0050. Now, your air, again, mabalang magbalik-balik ko, your air should be identified as an ideal gas and you have to always use PV is equal to MRT. Okay? If walay gihatag nga masa air, definitely na ihatag sa inyo nga pressure and temperature. If walay gihatag nga pressure and temperature sa ambient conditions, definitely mahatag ang mass of air because you cannot solve for one without the other pair. Okay? If ever na ay pangutana nga specific brake work and then you cannot derive air, you have to tell me because that is an unsolvable problem. Okay? Unless mag-assume mo, which is I don't like. Dapat inyo assumption is idea lang. Okay? That is G. Specific brake work is 860 kilojoules per kilogram. Now your H, what is your H? Your H is what we call your brake specific power. Okay? What is your brake specific power? Recall sa atong definition of terms. Your brake specific power is your braking power divided by the area of your piston. Okay? That is just the area of your piston. Okay. Nakuha na nato ang braking power kaganina, 77.3 kilowatts. So we just have to get the area of your piston. Now we have to total it para makuha nato ang specific nga power per piston. So that is pi over 4 times, that is your bore, 0.086 square meter, sorry. And then your 6 cylinders, no, that is just, meters lang na siya, then squared, outside na siya klasa, basing masipyat mo. That is 0.086 meters, ang squared ana is nasa gawas. Now, if you're able to solve it, your BSP then becomes 2,220 kilowatts per square meter or 0.222 kilowatts per square centimeter. Okay? Try solving it. 77.3 divided by pi over 4 times your 0.086 squared times 6 cylinders. Yeah, it should be 2.2 or 22.178. And then we have your BOPD. What is your BOPD? your BOPD is your brake output per displacement. If naatay brake specific power in terms of area, naputay brake output per displacement. So what is this? Again, gamiton yun nimo ang 77.3. I-divide rin nimo sa imong 3.0 liters. Very direct. If mali ka sa imong brake power, sayop na po ka pag-abot diri. Okay? Very direct. And then lastly, you have your BSV. Okay? Or your brake specific volume or engine specific volume. For you to be able to get your BSV, imo rang i-reciprocate ang imong BOPD. Imbis nga WB siya divided by your VD, it's the reverse. It's your VD divided by WB. Pwede na siya nimo idiretso. Pwede siya 3.0 liters divided by 25.8 kilowatts. So that is your 0.0388 liters per kilowatts. Yan na siya. Okay, clear? Do you have any questions so far? I will end there. Kaya alas 10 na. Kung saan, kaya alas 10 na ba yan? We'll continue then with the rest of the problems on our next meeting.
So, i-upload na mo, sir? Or na-upload na niyo?
Ansay upload ko ni kabalaka.
Thank you, sir.
I-upload din ako and then I'm going to upload also along with this the different formula nga gigamit. Ato akong pasawag ito nga cheat sheet. Ako gyapon nang i-upload dire sa atong Google Classroom. Once I've uploaded it, I'm going to upload also your first assignment. Your first assignment will be similar to problem 4. Okay? You're going to identify 15 problems and I'm going to give you 1 week before ninyo i-submit. So you familiarize yourself. This is your problem 4. Your assignment will be more or less the same as your problem 4. Nga dagan kay gi-identify. You have to be very careful kay if mamali gyud ka sa letter A pa lang, GG na ka sa rest sa imong kuan solution. Okay? Any questions? You have no questions? Sige. This is an added bonus to everyone nga nag-join. I want you to turn on your camera so that I can take a picture. If ever nanubra sa number of sessions sa inyong kuan, itaplak ko na sa lain ninyo nga kuan. Lain ninyo nga output. Okay? So, taking pictures in 1,
Okay, sir.
2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you. Wala to siya. So, if na may mga lakaw, you can be dismissed na. And then if na may mga pangutana, you could chat it or ask. I'll stay here until 10:30.
Sir, nakoy question, sir.
Go.
Kanang naay makita sa YouTube, sir, nga similar sa imo, sir?
YouTube. I don't
Yes,
know
sir.
because I don't use YouTube kaayo. Kani siya akong mga kuan mangod kani akong mga problems ang ginapang-upload. Ang uban ani kay gina-change na ako ang values or gina-change na ako ang given. Usually gakuha ko og problem sa textbooks manggod. Then gasolve